Hi, everybody. Sherri Leopold here. I am here with an amazing woman, Bridget Hom, and she is a Woman of Worth Award winner for 2022. Congratulations, Bridget, on this award.
Thank you, Sherri. I'm honored. I'm honored to be a part of this award and to have this.
We met through somebody else, and I love when that happens. Is somebody says, when we're talking about Women of Worth, we're talking about Bridget, and that's exactly what he said. And I'm so honored that he suggested I speak with you because it's been so fun getting to know you. So I want to ask you, Bridget, as a Woman of Worth award winner, what are the words Woman of Worth mean to you?
Oh, I have to say, throughout my life, I've always had amazing mentors. And in thinking about the Woman of Worth award and being a woman of worth, I would have to say that one of my mentors once told me, Bridget, when you go throughout your life, if you become successful or not, when you're in relationships or single, your value lies in who you are. And so she taught me early on to say this to myself: I am valuable. Look at who I am. Not I am valuable. Look at what I have. And so I will repeat that to myself, even through being successful in coaching or, in amazing relationships, et cetera. I always remind myself, I am valuable. Look at who I am. Not I am valuable. Look at what I have. And so it goes back to that identity, who we were created to be. That's how I would answer that. Sherri, what do you think?
That's amazing. And it really speaks to the heart, and it speaks to me personally, just simply because I love that personal power. When people stand in it, they're just everything they were created to be. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. So I want to ask you, because you mentioned coaching, I would love for you to share with our viewers a little bit about what you do, Bridget, and how you serve people.
What a great question. So the truth is, it is about service. And, when I talk about sales, because every one of us in business is in sales, and as a coach, we're in business, I say sales is serving others with solutions. So how do I do that? Well, I serve successful entrepreneurs and startup entrepreneurs to help them practice success and self-care minus the sabotage through my Find Your Freedom programs. And it all starts with the foundation of the law of deservability, which kind of speaks to this award, Sherri, about, being that person that you were created to be when you're doing everything from the launch pad of your most authentic self. So those are the principles and the law of deservability that I created, that I based the Find Your Freedom program on.
Love that. The name of the program is just so amazing. Find Your Freedom. Yes. I love that. And that is, you are such an example of your program. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, and you mentioned a little bit when we first started about people that have impacted you. So I want to make sure that we touch on that. I know since we're honoring Women's History Month, I want to make sure that we touch with each person, maybe on somebody who has impacted them or taught them something or mentored them along the way that it has impacted your life and your journey. Bridget, who would that be for you?
I have to say, I had to do a fourth grade book report. And this is probably going to be a different answer than you've ever gotten before. But I did a fourth grade book report on Helen Keller. And I read about her and the obstacles that she had to overcome, the awards that she received for overcoming her inability to hear, to speak, and to grow up in this world of completely introspectiveness, and then navigating the world so well that she was able to receive awards, and the world recognized her as a phenomenal woman, an influencer, and she learned multiple languages in Braille. I just, looking at her life and looking at those obstacles where the world would look at someone like her and say, you can't do anything. You will never amount to anything. And she went against everything, any obstacle, and said, you know what, I could do this and I could do better. I could one up you, and she constantly was focused on excellence and just striving to be the best. And honestly, I would say that Helen Keller is one of the most phenomenal women of all time because of the obstacles that she had to overcome and because of who she was recognized by the world to be.
And obviously quite an inspiration to you and to so many. I love the fact that you pointed out that she didn't just say and accept what society wanted to set on her shoulders. She found her freedom and said, I can do and be anything I choose. And what an example of somebody who has, really written their place in history. So thank you for that. That was really inspiring, Bridget. And I can see why you chose her. So I want to ask you, mentioned that because she had obstacles, is there any obstacle that maybe was really difficult for you along your journey to becoming a successful coach that you might want to share with somebody that they could learn from and maybe talk about how you overcame it?
Sherri, I feel like, what day is it? There are different obstacles absolutely every single day. In whether we're in, the financial world, whether we're in the coaching world, any business world, we have to overcome obstacles and get into the right mindset each and every day. When we're talking about any specific obstacles, I would say, referencing the COVID days, when COVID hit, I feel like absolutely every single person on this planet had to choose to stop living under the influence of circumstances, environments, situations, toxicity, and rise above and become the influence in their lives, in their relationships, in their business. And so I would say during this time frame in the past couple of years, I had to pivot. And that's the word of the no word now, pivot. We don't say that anymore. But I really, truly had to do that. And what happened when I launched Bridge to Freedom coaching in the online world, it gave me the ability to coach hundreds and influence thousands of entrepreneurs to get to that next level, to partner with their future successful self, gain that romance with life and create those empowered client interactions through the Find Your Freedom program. And so I was so grateful for the obstacle of what that situation presented. The C word,
That's funny. And I actually am very much like-minded because I am so thankful for the past couple of years because it's connected me to amazing human beings like yourself, Bridget. And I understand that there's been a lot of tragedy and a lot of loss, but there's also been a tremendous amount gained. And, I am grateful and thankful for all the gains for everybody, not just for myself, but for the incredible relationships that have been born of a really, trying time. So I appreciate you always looking at, the positive and seeing with gratitude, what can be gained from something, even when it's a difficult situation. So now I'm going to ask you the big question. So I always like to ask the award winners 100 years from now, if, and you're long gone, what is somebody going to say when they hear the name Bridget Hom, or what is the legacy that you are creating right now with what you're doing that they're going to remember, you're going to be remembered for?
That's a great question. It makes me think of a quote. Aristotle, the famous philosopher, said, "The mark of an educated mind is the ability to entertain a thought without accepting it." And within our culture, we have so many influences telling us to be followers, follow on social media, follow everything. When I think about creating that cultural shift that our culture needs, I think about giving people the ability to be educated, to entertain thoughts and ideas without accepting them as their truth, but truly being able to stand in your truth as the influence in your life, your relationships, and your business for all of those entrepreneurs out there. And what that means is I want to be remembered for people's ability to harness their emotional intelligence in their businesses and their life, and helping them to bridge that gap between self-care and success, and ultimately living that freedom that everyone truly deserves to have. And it always starts with the mind first. That's what I would say, Sherri.
And the fabulous thing is, even though neither one of us will be here, the work that we're doing today with the people who are here are going to influence the next generation. I've been, sharing this all month long. Each and every woman that has been an award winner has really, spoken in different ways about the ripple of blessings. And that's what that is. The people that you're helping with your program right now today are going to influence everyone around them in their network and literally change the lives of the people that they'll be connected to for many, many years. And find your freedom, help one person find their freedom, then it's going to roll into the next generation. So congratulations, Bridget, on this award. I'm so happy that we got connected. I would love for you to share with our viewers a little bit about how they can connect with you, how they can work with you, and that way they can find their freedom.
Absolutely. For any entrepreneur starting out your journey, or for those successful entrepreneurs who want to get re-inspired in how they're serving others with solutions, reconnect in their relationships, and change their culture, create a culture of connectivity, as I say, you can reach me at bridgethom.me and get on my calendar. And I'll give you a free direction session, which is essentially a free coaching session for you to gain direction in your life, relationships, and business. Make empowered decisions to get to your destination, which, well, I say is your future successful self.
That's awesome. Your future successful self. And who wouldn't want that? So I hope if you're inspired as I am, you'll go to bridgethom.me and grab a spot on Bridget's calendar and meet this incredible woman of worth. Congratulations, Bridget, on this award. And I am so honored to be in your presence. I appreciate you and I appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you, Sherri. The feeling is mutual.